Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Vibes Were Off. I'm Catherine.
And I'm Meg.
And we're so glad you're back today. We have the continuation of the Jan Broberg story.
Part 2.
It's a two-parter. So
Part
pretty.
2.
What is this?
I don't know.
We're making up new dance moves.
My son does this a lot, like shrugs his shoulders, puts his hands up.
Is two, I guess.
So that's my new thing, like all the time.
That's adorable. But we do have some true crime news that I want to talk to everyone about.
Okay, fill us in.
Did you follow the Murdaugh trial?
I did.
Did you know that the South Carolina Supreme Court just overturned his guilty conviction? And that they are having a new trial for the murder of his wife and son.
Why? What was their reasoning?
Money?
Yeah, he gave them
He
money.
has money. Yeah, he has a lot of money. I saw his lawyers were on one of the talk shows. They're making the circuit, which is what lawyers should do of innocent people. Mm-hmm. And there was like, someone asked him the question of, well, how are you getting paid? I thought he didn't have any money left.
Right.
And they said, we're working on something to get paid. Don't worry. It's
that's icky.
They're like, we're working on something to get paid.
Like he literally stole from people.
Right.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But new trial. So stand by for that live day-by-day coverage.
Yeah, because you're definitely going to be able to find an impartial jury that knows nothing about it.
Forget about it.
Okay.
It's not gonna
sign me
happen.
up. I don't know nothing.
You're like, I'm ready.
I've never even heard that name
What is
before.
Murdaugh?
Who are you guys?
Crazy.
No clue.
You say there was a son and there's like a dog cage or something? That's crazy. I don't know what happened.
Doesn't ring a bell.
No idea.
That's wild, though. I did not know that they...
That just happened today.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's crazy. But not as crazy as the second part of Jan Broberg that we're going to get into.
I'm ready.
But before we do, I want to do my obligatory. Please make sure you're liking our channel, following our channel, subscribing, rating us, all of the things. Like, comment, subscribe, as the kids say.
Whatever you
do
feel
everything.
led to do.
Yes. Yeah, we're gaining some traction, which is really great. We're excited that we have a bunch of new friends across all of our platforms. But we just need a little bit more help to get in that algorithm that we want.
Yeah.
And, you ready? We have a new addition to the set. It's a red flag!
So
if something happens during a story, we'll bring out the red flag.
Yes.
Hopefully less introductions. You'll just see the red flag.
Yeah. And for those like just
Aggressively.
listening, we'll just do a little...
That's perfect. Okay, ready?
That's how you know a red flag is waving. Perfect.
All right, so are you ready? Do you have any housekeeping before we jump into it?
No, I'm just ready.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Oh, well, tell me how you feel. Last episode, you like hid underneath the desk there.
Yeah. No,
We'll see what happens.
Yep.
Okay. So I want to do a trigger warning, obviously, for kidnapping, child abuse, and child rape. Mm-hmm. Okay. So welcome back, everybody, to part 2 of our tale of Jan Broberg. Now, where did we last leave off? That's right. We have 2 families linked together through a series of grooming and manipulation.
Yeah.
Great way to start it. Yeah. So the Brobergs consist of Robert, or Good Bob, Marianne, Jan, the oldest daughter, and Karen and Susan, the other 2 daughters. The Berchtolds are made up of Bad Bob,
Yes.
or B, as we call him,
Ugh.
his wife Gail, and they're now 5 children, because these people can't stop procreating.
Yeah, well, he obviously has a problem.
Girl, stop having kids with this guy.
It's not always a red flag, but in this
With
case,
this guy,
yes.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so B has been slowly infiltrating himself into the Broberg family. He has systematically taken down both Good Bob and Marianne through a series of sexual favors.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I recall. That's what made me hide.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. So once he had his leverage, he kidnapped Jan and took off with her in his RV to Mexico, where he married her and came up with an elaborate alien hoax.
Mm-hmm. But let's remind everyone, this was not a real marriage.
It's
in Mexico.
Legal in Mexico, yes.
Maybe.
No, it was.
Okay, but...
Because 12 in Mexico.
Yeah.
Gross. So he told Jan that they had both been abducted by aliens named Zeta and Zethra. You remember them? Her mother was her real mother, but her true father was an alien, and that they had been tasked with saving the alien planet.
Right.
Ooh.
Totally believable.
How, you ask? Well, 12-year-old Jan and 28-year-old B had to make a savior baby. B was able to keep Jan in Mexico for 5 weeks before they were found, and Jan was returned home to her family.
Yeah.
5 weeks. That's so long. Crazy.
Poor thing.
But it was the 70s. So B was prosecuted for kidnapping and, shockingly, only kidnapping.
Right.
There's so many other things, but,
Yeah.
you know.
Just a little slap on the wrist.
Right.
Don't do that again.
Bad Bob. But due to the Brobergs being uncooperative and unfortunately signing that affidavit that said he had permission to take Jan, the case had fallen apart and B was allowed to be released on his own recognizance until a trial date was set. Of note, they did rescind that affidavit letter, but it's like 3 days later.
Yeah.
But the damage was already done.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could take it back all you want. You already signed it.
Yeah, your credibility is shot.
Shut.
Right. Because now it's like, well, did you mean to? Did you not mean to? Like,
Yep. So soon after Jan returned home, she started receiving messages.
from the aliens.
Exactly. So it was actually random, like high school girls would give her letters as she walked home from school, and these letters instructed her on how to contact B. So B would give these to like hey, go find Jan and give this to her.
Gross.
Disgusting.
But like the neighborhood, they have to know what happened. Everybody's got to know.
Yeah, but he's a crazy narcissist that twisted it, and he was the victim in this.
I just.
So these letters would profess his love for her and would contain things like, quote, go to the phone booth at 4 and wait for further instructions. But most importantly, it reminded them of their mission. They needed to create that savior baby, or her father would be removed, aka killed. Her oldest sister would go blind, and then she would be vaporized.
Right.
And then her youngest sister would be forced to take her place as the savior.
Yep. And she can't tell anybody about it.
Right.
Or
do
any.
Just vaporized immediately. Okay, so Bad Bob was welcomed back into the community and almost with open arms. So the church, unfortunately, had no issues with him, and he has apologized after all, because he had a medical condition.
That's right. I don't know if you could hear that. No,
waving the red flag. So I'm going to put huge air quotes here. But the congregation welcomed him back, saying things like, quote, sorry you've been ill. Hope you can get your life back together.
Nobody's worried about Jan here?
No, nobody gives a shit about Jan.
Okay.
No, that's it. No, I don't even think anybody followed up with Jan.
Yeah.
They were just like, she's back. What are y'all worried about?
Right. Well, and she was probably like, nah, I'm cool. Nothing happened.
Well, she did say that.
Yeah.
She said nothing happened. Now, if you remember, he had sold his successful furniture store, and the cost of his legal representation had wiped him out financially.
Yeah. Also, though, let me get my red flag over here. I need a closer to me. A girl coming back after 5 weeks with a grown man saying nothing happened while he tried to marry her in Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
Like, why would he need to
They didn't
marry her?
consummate a marriage or anything.
Why would he need to marry her in Mexico if nothing happened? Use your brains, people. See,
Use your brains.
This is a weapon in my hand. I'm going to place it over
That's
here.
perfect. Okay. So he had no money, and he wasn't working, right? So he was not providing for his family either, right? Remember, he's got a wife and 5 kids.
No,
So
he doesn't care about them.
nothing. He doesn't give, no. So he had to get to work, and none of the local townspeople were ready to employ him. The church welcomed him back, but the townspeople were like, we'll let you live here, but like, I'm not going to hire you. Yes, exactly.
Good job.
So he had to go to Jackson Hole, Wyoming to live and work with his brother as a car salesman. You might remember the brother from part 1. He was a big help getting the FBI access to Bad B and then tracking them to Mexico.
Does he know that his brother did that?
Oh, no, he knows.
Right.
He's aware. He's fully aware. monster has been a monster their whole lives. Like, this
Right.
is not the first little girl that he's gotten and
Okay.
did things with.
If I was that brother, I'd be like, nah, bro, you can't stay here.
No.
No, thank
What are we
you.
doing? Like, I know we're family, but no.
No, there's a limit.
There is.
Yep.
Okay, so remember when he called to blackmail the Brobergs for permission to marry 12-year-old Jan? Gross. Well, the brother had some interesting things to say about B. He started by saying that B was a, quote, super salesman, and that he was able to sell cars left and right.
Yeah.
Just in case everyone wasn't already given the ick about buying cars, this is who the top producer was.
Right.
You just sell everybody.
He convinced a straight married man
Yeah.
to give him a handy.
Okay,
Like, he obviously is a great salesman.
yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
I'm sorry, not to make light of that, because it's horrific.
No, it's horrific, but that just shows his, like, that's deep, bone deep personality.
Yes.
Is that, like, manipulative, cunning. So he would come back to Pocatello, Idaho, frequently to check in on Jan and make good on their mission. Yeah.
Why he was even allowed anywhere near her.
After all, he had built her new room, remember? And he knew exactly how to move around in their house to avoid detection. So he created like a little hidey hole to get in and out of her room.
Right. And made sure that she'd be alone.
Yep. So the white speaker box also made a reappearance into Jan's bedroom, demanding that she meet with B and continue the mission. It's important to note here that Jan was completely brainwashed and would actively participate in the sneaking around in secret love letters.
Yeah.
She wrote him frequently, professing her love for B, which is just disgusting. Like, why would you think this is romantic when a 12-year-old is writing you love letters?
No, it's gross. But also, did the parents not see the speaker there, or was she like hiding it?
I think she hid it.
Okay.
So she would often argue with her parents, who she was still trying to give her permission to marry Bob. Bad Bob.
Oh, she's actively trying.
Actively, like, let me marry him. Why won't you let me marry him?
Right.
I want to be with him.
She's like angry about it.
Yeah, no, she was in love with him and they wanted to have a baby together. She would tell her parents, we want to get married and have a baby.
Goodness gracious.
And why she wasn't locked up?
Yeah.
Confusing.
Therapy. You need lots of it.
So much therapy. That's what makes the next months and years even more confusing and maddening. Because Jan is yelling to her parents, I want to marry him and have a baby. And her mother is like, I'd fuck him.
Right. I forgot about that. Yep.
Yeah. So this is, reminder, this is after the first abduction.
Right.
She is fully aware that this man raped her daughter.
Right. Kidnapped and raped her
Kidnapping
daughter.
and raped her daughter.
But
and
he's
married
still,
her
like-
in Mexico.
But good Bob. He's done. With,
Yes.
Like, he's the only one.
He's the
I
only one
guess.
with common sense right now.
Yeah.
So Jan's parents knew about the relationship and how awful it was and illegal, but that didn't stop Marianne from interacting with him. Marianne was still under the spell of B, and he would drag her under before too long. While he was still airing on his sexual assault of Jan, part-time, obviously, because he was going in between Jackson Hole and Pocatello, he was also carrying on an affair with Marianne. It restarted, remember, because it had already started.
But
We
hold on.
got it back after the kidnapping.
Right. But aren't you, like, actively also, like, trying to put him in jail?
In litigation, yes.
Yeah, and that's probably
Yes.
not going to go well for you.
No. Or anybody. So in the spring of 1975, Mary Ann went to his RV to talk about their lives. Because, like, she didn't have anybody to talk to. She just needed a friend.
Oh, my gosh.
So Bad Bob had told her that his marriage was over. This is to Gail. This is not to Jan, because Jan's marriage wasn't legal in the United States.
No, yes.
I had to just clarify, because he is married to Jan in Mexico, legally.
Well, and that also doesn't make sense. Like, he was trying to give me permission to marry Jan in the U.S. How are you going to do that? You're already married.
Right. Well, now he's divorcing Gail.
Oh, finally.
We don't like Gail at all.
Okay. She's just as stupid
Gail
as
is in a
the rest of
situation,
them.
but at least he's giving her an out. Well, he's
Right.
forcing her out.
And you should have ran a while ago.
Yeah.
But okay.
No, he really wanted to marry Marianne. He tried to convince her to leave Bob right then and there and go live with him, and her girls could come too. Wasn't he just so sweet?
This dumb.
Yeah. Well, as the hours went by, they ended up in bed with each other, and one thing led to another, and they had sex. Reminder, again, I want to remind everybody again, this man has already slept with her daughter and is continuing to sleep with her daughter. We don't know the timeline, if it was like the day of he slept with her, the next day, like the day before. There is overlap between your daughter and you.
Right.
The
But your
same
daughter
man.
being sexually assaulted, and then
At
you
12.
go, and then you go and sleep with that same man.
Same man. Okay. But about 4 to 5 days after this first instance, B called Bob and bragged, or I guess really bragged about having sex with his wife.
Right.
He was like, hey, tell Marianne I liked it.
Cool.
And, but shockingly, this affair went on for 8 more months. And Marianne said she was genuinely in love with B. That's what she even says, like in her more recent interviews. She goes, that period of time, I was in love with him. Like, he convinced me. I was all in. I was ready to marry him. We were going to have a life together.
And while he like goes in the other bedroom and has sex with your
daughter.
daughter. Probably all your daughters.
Oh, that I'm sure he wanted to. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
You're cool with that. Just want to be clear about
Like,
that.
we're Crystal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, she was good with that. So between April of 1975 and March of 1976, Mary Ann took Jan over to B's house at least 9 times and to let her spend time with him. So she's now delivering her daughter to a predator.
Yeah. So forget about putting him in jail.
Oh, yeah, no.
That's done.
Yeah. When Mary Ann wasn't dropping her daughter off with him, she was sneaking over to his house to have sex with him. Insert vomit emoji here.
Yeah.
Because she knows.
Yeah.
She.
And I even like I want to say like I feel bad for Good Bob.
Yeah.
But
How did you not know?
yeah. Well, no, it
He
sounds
did.
like he knows and he's just burying his head in the sand, which is
But not
just-
forever.
Just as
You'll
bad
see.
though.
Yeah. No, it is just as bad. But as time went on, Good Bob and Mary Ann's marriage was obviously falling apart.
Right.
Right. There was a wedge being driven in between them, and Gail would make frequent visits to the Broberg home to remind them that she had blackmail on them and encourage them to drop the case on B so that he could come home for good and not have to worry about a trial. Because Gail's
yeah.
still buried in the sand of like,
But also it's like, yeah, why do you think like this is gonna go well for you anyways?
right. Just
Let
give
it
up.
go.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're so in love with this man, why would you want to be pressing charges against him anyways?
Right. Well, Good Bob did, for sure.
Right, but
So Good Bob was sick of everything. So finally he went to the church elders and told them about what was going on with his marriage, and they advised him that he needed to make a tough decision. If Mary Ann refused to stop seeing B, then he needed to end their union.
okay.
The elders were like, we're done. She's being unfaithful. Like, if he was being unfaithful, they probably would have been like, don't worry about it.
It's fine.
Yeah, but because...
We forgive you.
Right.
Just stop doing it.
Stop it. So when he was told by a family friend that he saw Mary Ann with Jan and B, that was his last straw. They were in public together. Other people saw. He knows that his friends have now seen. And now he's on alert from his friends. So if he doesn't do something, they're going to be like,
Right.
what are you doing? So he confronted Mary Ann about putting Jan in danger. But Mary Ann didn't agree. So he had to make the toughest choice of his life. He left the house that night, and the next morning, he met with a lawyer to file for divorce.
Good. Leave her ass.
Bye.
Why did it take you so long?
Well, he only did it when people outside saw.
Which is wild. Your wife is sleeping with the man who raped your daughter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
they are brainwashed.
No.
And manipulate,
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. So
There's a staple on the table.
he also got, I was like, do you need your red flag?
No, I'm okay.
He also got a sort of restraining order on Marianne that says she was a danger to her girls and she would not be allowed to stay in the house or have access to them anymore.
Good.
Yeah.
Yay. Did he get that?
Yeah, he did. Yep. So Marianne left the house and she went and stayed with her mother during this time.
Not B?
Well, give her a day.
He's like, actually, I didn't want anything to do with you if you can't have Jan, so.
Right. So she went to B eventually, who told her that he would marry her and provide an apartment with her so long as the girls came to live with them.
Yeah, bro, she's got a restraining order on her.
She can't.
So.
Yeah. Okay, so in June of 1976, B pled guilty to kidnapping. He took a plea deal. And they gave him a 5-year sentence in prison.
That's surprising.
Isn't that amazing? 5 years.
That's surprising because I feel like any good lawyer would have been able to be like, the mom is literally bringing her over.
Yeah.
So.
I think it was the cross state lines.
Yeah.
Or country lines that really got him. But don't get crazy. Okay. The judge has a soft spot for him. Mm-hmm. Okay. The judge noted that since it was his first offense, wrong.
Actually, not
wasn't
true, but okay.
He had been in trouble a lot, but he said, because it was his first offense, and that he had shown remorse.
I don't think he did.
He did not. So the judge wanted to be lenient with him. So he was sentenced to 45 days in jail, with the rest of the 5 years enforceable if he offended again. But with time served in Mexico, Bad B would only have to report to jail for 15 days.
How are you going to use the time in Mexico?
Is time served.
That's okay. Yeah.
And he ultimately only served 10 days because he got out early for good behavior.
Why not?
He was being really nice.
What's the difference? 15 days, 10 days.
I mean, it's all nothing.
Just go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But before he had to report to prison, though, he bought a family fun center in Jackson Hole.
Okay.
Think about how disturbing this is. A pedophile with a child's playground.
What? I just isn't. Okay.
Gives me the shudders.
Okay. Why?
I guess it was easy to get a bank loan back then.
It must have been.
So he was just like, I'm going to buy this family fun center and be around kids all day long.
Okay. So, yeah, that's cool.
Gross. Marianne actually sent Jan to Jackson Hole for 2 weeks under the impression that she was going there for either a job or acting classes. I saw both, so I'm not sure. But still wild that her mother would let her go to Jackson Hole by herself.
Well, that's wild that her dad allowed. Or did that restraining order get lifted? Or what was up with that?
Well, I don't know. It's something like that. Or I don't know if they just didn't talk to each other and
that's
dad
wild.
said no and mom was like, go ahead, because she was still legally a parent at that time. So she was like, yeah, go for it.
Okay.
I want to remind everyone here, we're a couple years out from the first kidnapping.
Right.
But Jan is still a prepubescent 14-year-old girl. Mm-hmm. Okay. So there is no chance of a baby happening here to make that savior baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm tired. My brain was like,
You're like, why does that matter?
Why can't you?
They're supposed to make the savior baby. That's why she went up there, to make that savior baby.
Yeah, I got it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess she didn't pay attention in biology or health
I don't know
class.
if she'd even had it by then. Honestly, when do they tell you about that stuff?
I don't know.
I don't remember. But Jan didn't understand that, and she was getting increasingly nervous that they wouldn't be able to have the alien baby and that her family was in terrible trouble. Jan went back home, but she was even more insistent that she'd be able to marry B. Can you imagine how annoying this shit would be?
Yeah.
You're not marrying a grown adult that's married to somebody else.
Right.
He was getting a divorce.
But it's just a matter of time before she's old enough to do it.
Right.
But then the question is, would he still want her then?
No.
So
now they're running out of time, and Zeta and Zethra were going to come to collect the baby soon.
right. He's got to up the ante.
Right. Now it's getting serious because they only
Sorry.
had till her 16th birthday.
Right, because then she's gross.
She's
to
aged
him.
out.
Yeah. Yes.
But she has
Too
two
old.
sisters that are right behind her.
Yeah.
Gross. I feel like this whole episode is just like gross.
Yeah.
Because the shudders. But during this time, B would constantly call the Broberg house, threatening to take Jan and escape with her to the jungle. I don't know why he picked the jungle this time.
jungle are you going
don't-
to?
But why they didn't change their number or just rip that phone off the wall,
Move.
I won't understand.
Move.
You're in mortal danger here.
You need to move.
This guy is a psychopath.
Right. Like,
Y'all
he has
can
shown
move.
that he's going to do whatever he has to do to get your daughter. Move.
You gotta go. Like, we're packing up. We're acting like there is an active ghost infestation in this house.
Right.
We are out. Like, that's crazy. So on August 10th, 1976, just before school started up again, Jan disappeared. Is
Dun,
anybody
dun,
shocked?
dun.
Yeah. So that night, she packed up her bag, wrote a note to her parents, and disappeared into the night. So she outlined that she was in love with B and she wanted to marry him and have his babies, and she was done living under her parents' roof. For the second time in just a few short years, Jan had been taken by Bob Berchtold. He was waiting in a car down the street, and he grabbed her, and they drove through the night to their hideaway in California.
How long of a drive is that?
I have no idea.
I mean,
it's Utah
Yeah.
or Idaho.
are they in like
Utah.
northern California?
Yes, northern
Okay.
California.
Okay. I mean, far enough. But like at this point, I think like the police and like they have spent a lot of time and effort and resources in this, and clearly it's not working.
Yeah. So they spent 2 weeks together in their hideaway. Unironically, the same amount of time that her parents waited to call the authorities.
Oh, great.
They waited 2 weeks, everyone. So
At this
2
point,
weeks.
just let her marry him.
Right.
Because you
You
obviously
can't
don't
take care of it.
You don't give a shit.
No. None.
Like, okay.
2 full weeks before they, I put whether it was out of shame or embarrassment, who knows, who cares. The bottom line is that they delayed rescue efforts for their daughter for weeks.
Well, they were just weighing the options because in the note it sounds like she really wants to go.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, they didn't want to be embarrassed again. They're like,
Nobody's
oh shit, we can't keep her in the house.
nobody's asking where she is.
No.
Or they're just like,
Like,
oh,
school's
Jan's
starting.
not
and they're
feeling
like,
well. It's mono. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing?
I don't know.
Okay, whatever. I'm over this family.
I know. So after they reported, the police made a half-hearted attempt, which nobody can blame them,
Right.
honestly. I'm surprised they did anything at this point.
I mean, and at this point, if she's a runaway.
Yes. Well, exactly. Yep. She's labeled as a runaway,
Yeah.
even though she's 14.
Yeah.
But so they went by B's house, but he wasn't there, and good old Gail had no idea where he or Jan was.
Shocker.
I know. But they were like, well, I guess she's not here, so it's fine. Whatever.
By the way, when's the last time you saw B? Oh, 2 weeks ago?
Right.
Same night that
I
Jan
don't think it
disappeared?
means
Perfect.
anything.
Okay. Great. Just checking. Like all of a sudden the calls from B to the house stopped. So they were like, you know what? This is kind of nice.
They're probably
Let's just enjoy this.
we're just gonna go to church and forget about it. Yeah. It's terrible.
Ugh, idiots.
The FBI wasn't super interested in pursuing the case.
Right.
They wanted nothing to do with the shit show.
Yes.
Especially when Jan's parents couldn't be trusted to comply again.
Right.
So their efforts were scaled back pretty significantly as opposed to the first abduction.
Yes. And I 100% understand because there's a lot of other stuff happening.
People
in the
are being
world.
murdered.
Right. They're dealing with like serial killers.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And like drug trafficking.
Right. They got your daughter back once.
They're like, everyone gets one.
And then you brought
That's
her over to his trailer. You took her to his fun land for 2 weeks.
Right.
Like, what
You're
are we?
You were actively fucking him, so
What are we doing?
we don't need to. We'll just step
We're
back.
out. Yeah. I feel like you guys could deal with this.
So why only 2 weeks? Do you wonder?
No, why only?
Yeah.
Oh, like, why did they call it in at all? Like, that's my question. Like, why do it after 2 weeks?
Yeah. Well, why were the B and Jan only had 2 weeks together
Oh, okay.
as well? So just
Right.
like a
'Cause
convenient, it worked out for them.
They could have been gone.
Oh, you know what? Now I'm so stupid. I'm just now putting it together in
There
my
it
brain.
is.
So they only called it in after 2 weeks because B had to report to jail after those 2 weeks. And they were like, B's in jail. I wonder where Jan is.
Oh, like for his 10 days?
10 days, his 15 days. He got out early,
Okay,
but yeah.
I'm sorry. You couldn't have waited to run away together until
For 2
after?
weeks. No. So he took her and stashed her. And then that's what it is. I made it there. I got there, guys.
Okay.
They probably, allegedly, this is what I'm guessing, called the police when he showed up to jail and Jan wasn't there.
And they were like, oh.
I guess she might be like completely unsupervised now.
Right.
We should probably call somebody.
That's wild. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
That's ridiculous.
What just doesn't make sense
Oh
to
my
me
gosh.
is you could have like planned this for 2 weeks
Yeah,
like,
later.
later.
Well, but it would have been 4 weeks because he would have had to wait his 2 weeks in jail too. And that's just too long. He's
yeah,
got to get that
okay.
alien baby in there.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Right. Right, because every day she's ticking closer and closer
Yeah.
to 16. I got it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what happened
But
next?
where was Jan?
Where was she?
Where's Jan? Who cares? I mean, the parents don't.
Paris zone, yeah.
Well, B had dropped her off at a all-girls Catholic school in Pasadena, California.
Oh, so she was just going to stay there until he was out of jail.
You know, it's just like popped in my brain. This like Twilight. I don't know why. It's like she was in school, which she didn't have to be. You know, she didn't have to go to school.
really didn't
You're just
have
going
to.
to school for the fun of it. Why do you have so many graduation caps?
It's a private joke.
Why?
We matriculate a lot.
Why in
Why are
Twilight
you here?
do we spend eternity going to high school?
Sure, but the younger we start out in a new place, the longer we can stay there.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make
really
sense.
doesn't
right?
make sense.
Y'all are billionaires.
Right.
Where are we going to high school?
You could have
I want
started
to be in Fiji.
right, like early adulthood.
Right.
You know, and then, you know what?
Like that'll be a tangent for another day.
We'll do a whole episode if you want.
But Jan was in school.
Yeah.
High school. She was enrolled under the pseudonym of Janice Tobler.
Okay.
So B had said that he was her father, and he posed as a CIA officer who was on the run from Lebanon, and he needed to hide Janice out in the school.
Yeah, that's like a very elaborate lie. Like you could have just
Yeah.
been like, I'm a single dad.
Right.
And here we are.
I'm doing my best.
Like,
no.
what background
CIA
check
officer.
do you think that they're doing in the 70s?
Well, listen, he is the car salesman.
We have to be like, don't look into us because
Right.
I'm in the
the CIA. So he told them that Janice, his mother, had died because of his connections, and he was worried about her safety.
So you can't tell anybody that she's here. Even if people come looking for her, you can't trust them.
She got it. He instructed them that if anyone were to ever ask about her or any girl recently enrolled, that they had to lie or everyone would be in danger.
Like even if they show you a picture and say, have you seen this girl?
She's in danger. Have you seen her? They have to lie.
That's crazy.
These nuns didn't even bother to ask any qualifying questions. They took him at his word and protected Janice.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I get it. That's a fun.
You want it to be real.
I want to be involved in
right,
that.
but when
you
the
know?
cops show up and they're like, this girl's been kidnapped and there's a dangerous adult, you might want to be like, I do have someone who matches her description.
I don't know though, because if he told
Damn
me
it, Meg.
if he told me specifically, like people are gonna come dressed as police officers, you can't trust them. They're working for who? Like it just, it'd be exciting. But I hope that I would.
Nuns aren't supposed to lie. That's like the whole
child.
thing.
But they don't know. They don't think that they're lying.
Right, they're
Like
saving a life.
Yeah, they're saving a life.
Okay, so they did. And when he left for those 10 days, he was in jail, remember? He told them he was on a black ops mission.
Not
And they
reachable.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't even blink. They were like, sure, makes sense. We'll take care of her.
No problem.
Yeah, exactly. So B did speak to the Brobergs and the police during this kidnapping time. And he was very careful to never get caught with Jan. And since the school was in a different state, he could pretend that he wasn't with her. You see, his probation was for Utah, I believe. So he wasn't supposed to leave the state. And Jan was in another state. And he was never seen with her. So he's like, she's not with me.
Yeah, he's like,
I didn't do this.
I'm not even in California.
Right. I can't leave the state. I'm on probation. And I follow the rules. Okay.
I never even, Jan's in California, I wouldn't even know.
Well, because they went to him immediately, and they were like, where the heck is she? He's like, I don't know.
I don't even leave this state.
So he told the Brobergs that he spoke with Jan frequently, and that she was on drugs, she was prostituting herself, and she was stealing across the continental United States. He's like, yeah, she called me. She's in Michigan, just doing the most.
Yeah, but you know,
probably go look there.
If you want, I could probably get her to come back. You just have to let her marry me.
That's exactly
and
what
she'll
he said.
Stop doing all the drugs.
Good job. Have you watched this? No, have you seen my Word document?
I see the path here.
That's exactly what he said.
Because I like, what other reason do you have to lie about that?
Right, exactly.
Like, you could have just been like, I don't know where she went. She ran away.
Yeah. So the Brobergs and police tracked as many of these sightings as they could, but their hopes weren't very high.
Goose chases? Yeah.
So 90 days into Jan's second kidnapping, the police traced his RV to a trailer park in Salt Lake City, Utah. While Jan wasn't physically in the motorhome, what they found gave the officers pause. Everywhere they looked, there were pictures of Jan, taped up on the fridge, on the walls, on the couch, everywhere. Like a crazy stalker.
Was she in a schoolgirl uniform?
I'm sure there were some of those. And even had a few life-sized posters of her.
Okay. Is that illegal?
Okay, why are we sticking up for B?
I'm just saying.
It was gross. It was creepy.
That's very creepy.
It was clear he was obsessed with her.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
If we didn't know that
If we didn't know
already.
it, yeah. So thankfully, one of the FBI agents, Peter Welsh, was determined to find Jan.
That's nice.
He was like, off the record, on my own time, let me see what I can do to find her.
He's like, obviously nobody else cares about this child.
So he took up regular surveillance on B, and on November 11th, 1976, he finally got a strong lead. So he followed B to a phone booth where he made a 10 to 12 minute phone call. Now, after B left, Peter entered the phone booth and looked at the phone book. It was still open to a certain page. It was open to the schools in California page. They finally had that lead. The FBI spent days calling all of the schools, including the one where Jan was, but unfortunately, even though they said they were with the FBI and that girl was in danger, the nuns still believed B and lied about the new girl being enrolled.
Yeah, I get that.
It's you.
Yeah.
You did
I
this.
get it. I get it.
But Jan was getting homesick and she missed her family.
And B's not even there.
Right.
So she's like, what are we doing?
Why am I here by myself?
We're wasting
You're not
time.
even making a baby.
Right. We're wasting time. So why am I away from my family?
Right. She mostly missed her little sisters.
Yeah.
Which I can't imagine. Poor babies. So after many arguments, B let her call home.
Oh, wow.
It was a very emotional call, but she got her renewed strength to have this baby and save her family. Because she missed them so much. Backfired. But she did it for her family because she didn't want Karen to go blind. She didn't want Susan to be the next one to have a baby.
Yes.
And she didn't want her mother and father to die. And she also didn't want to be vaporized, but you know. Shortly after this phone call, B was arrested for a probation violation for going out of state without permission.
There we go.
They got him.
Finally.
Yep. But while he was incarcerated, the FBI doubled down and were now visiting the schools in California where Jan could be.
Good.
Because they were like, now she doesn't have
her
whatever this
here.
is.
Yeah.
We gotta find her. But after an exhaustive search, they finally found her. But Jan didn't want to go back and fought everyone every step of the way.
Yeah. Well, I get it. Because she thinks like her whole family's going to die and her sister's going to be taken.
Yep. So she was taken to the local jail to be fingerprinted and then eventually flown back to Idaho. At home, she was happy to be reunited with her sisters, but she hated her parents. She resented that she was taken away from B, and though she never confirmed that B was the one to take her and enroll her in school, B was steadfast that he had nothing to do with Jan being in California.
Mm-hmm. Of course not.
And they're like, well, we can't prove it.
Don't just go to the nuns.
Well, the nuns are lying. Well, maybe
I mean,
not
at this
anymore.
point, you shouldn't, right? Jig is up here.
Yeah. But again, they had an uncooperative victim.
Yeah.
So B stayed in jail for the probation violation. So thankfully, they were finally forced to get some separation. 38 days later, after Jan returned home, there was a massive fire at Good Bob's floral store.
Suspicious.
He was woken in the middle of the night to his store just being engulfed in flames. He loaded the family up and went to go see what happened. When they got there, it was worse than anyone could have guessed. Not only was Bob's shop completely engulfed, but so was the entire block.
Ugh. Yeah, that's messed up.
Jan remembers this moment as a pivotal incident. She said that her dad grabbed his family, held them tight, and he said, "Let it burn, let it burn. I have everything I need here in my arms."
Oh. Did he touch Jan?
Yeah, he hugged her.
And she didn't?
She didn't vaporize, but I think she was under someone. But yeah, so we're safe. But this was, when it was all said and done, 12 businesses were burned to the ground, and it was the largest fire in Pocatello history.
Wow. Who did it?
I'm glad you asked.
I mean, I have 2 guesses.
Yeah. So I'm sure you'll be shocked to learn that B had been in the same jail cell with 2 arsonists. Okay. It was easy to track them down as B had deposited $1,000 in their bank account.
That's all it took for them to destroy.
$1,000. Also, where did you get $1,000? What's happening?
I'm sure he's swindling people, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure. And when the arsonists were brought in for questioning, they confessed to the crime and told them that B had promised them each $1,000 a month to ruin the Broberg's life until they dropped all the charges and let him marry Jan.
Dang.
I mean, they burned down most of the town.
That's insane.
Most of the town.
And don't stop there.
Right.
Do whatever you have to do.
Yep. So B was brought up on new charges of kidnapping, but I'm sorry to tell you that he was found not guilty.
Yeah. I mean, not surprising.
By reason of mental defect.
Okay.
So he didn't even have to do all that much to harass the Brobergs before he won. In June of 1977, he was ordered to be admitted to a mental facility for treatment.
Okay.
And they were like, the FBI was like, well, he'll probably be in there longer than he would have been in jail. So, this is a win for you.
But he's like a used car salesman. I'm sure he could swindle his way out.
How long do you think he lasted in the mental facility?
A month.
Well, you'll be surprised to know that 6 months later, he was released, fully healed.
Yep.
6 months.
That's it.
Just 6 months.
He's not crazy anymore.
I'm cured.
Nope.
But over the next 18 months, B's interest in Jan would waver. The cops were on him. There was a lot of heat. She was getting older.
Yeah.
Right?
It's exhausting. It's getting expensive. Having to bribe people to...
So they would still meet sometimes, but it was getting to be further and further apart. And Jan... Sorry. Oh, my goodness.
They're apart.
And Jan was terrified.
Yeah.
She's every day ticking by closer to 16.
Right. Yeah. And I'm sure, for her, it's even more terrifying because he doesn't seem to care anymore.
Right.
Before it was
what are you talking
we
about?
got to do it now or your whole family's going to die. And now he's like,
I could let y'all die.
Maybe next week.
Yeah, exactly. But B continued to say they would fail their mission. If they failed their mission, the Jan's younger sister would be recruited to take her place. What Jan didn't know was that B had moved on to other, younger victims. One of those would be the daughter of a nurse from the asylum.
Okay.
There was another one that was a neighbor's daughter, is a single mother, and he just swooped right on in.
Yeah.
Yep. In June 1978, just 1 month before her 16th birthday, Jan made a contingency plan. If she wasn't pregnant before her birthday, she would put it into motion. She refused to let her sister Susie be taken. So here's her idea. This is heavy.
Okay.
So she would tell her sister about the mission, bring her in, then get her father's gun and shoot her before turning the gun on herself. That's how bad it was. This deeply religious child would rather do a murder-suicide at 16 than let her sister go through that torture.
Yeah.
She was like, I can't, that's my baby sister. She would be better off dead. So I have to kill her, and then I'll kill myself.
And meanwhile, he doesn't even care about her anymore.
No.
Just let her go.
Right.
Jig is up now.
Right.
Tell her.
Because she's about to do a murder-suicide.
Right.
For this
But like an
alien baby.
Even if she wasn't, like, nothing's gonna happen.
No.
To you.
No. Just tell her you're
Just
done.
Tell her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like make some shit up. Like, oh, they found somebody else.
Right.
You're off the hook.
You're off the hook. Exactly.
What a piece of crap. Mm-hmm. That's how you know, like, he never loved her.
No.
At all.
In early July, she went to a summer camp. It was a theater camp, by the way. She was living her best life, doing the thing that she loved, which was acting. But a boy had caught her eye, and one day he bought her an ice cream.
Oh.
No good. The aliens are pissed. This was a huge no-no. So no boys or men were allowed to touch her or even really look at her too long. Mm-hmm. And that included doing things like buying her a treat. She was terrified, and her worst fears were confirmed when she spoke to her mother that night. The 2 family dogs had gotten sick, and they had to take them to the vet.
Listen, I get
bad
it.
timing.
Bad timing. But, like, how can you... I mean, she's so brainwashed.
Yes.
But, like, how could you possibly think that those 2 things are related, baby?
Yeah, I know. But she was devastated, and she was sure this was happening because she let that boy buy her an ice cream. Mm. The next day, though, when Jan called home and was clearly distraught, her mother was like, hey, the dogs are fine. Like,
everything's okay.
We picked him up from the vet. They just, like, got into something they shouldn't have. But they're okay now. Like, we're okay. She was, like, hyperventilating and freaking out. And she's like, I did this. And her mom was like, they're fine.
That makes no sense, yeah.
So Jan was like, what? Why'd they get better? Like, I didn't, what? So this was the first time she questioned B and the alien's validity, though. This is the very first time, even in her head. She didn't say it out loud. She just questioned it in her head. So Jan returned home from camp, and the growing distance B had created she was slowly starting to get some clarity. Mm-hmm. One night, she was invited to a school dance, and she hesitantly accepted. She was worried about what might happen, but she was going to take the chance. B told her that if a boy so much as even touched her, that she was going to get vaporized.
Right.
But she danced with that boy all night, and not a single thing happened to her.
Yes.
Yes. So when she came home, she checked on everyone, and she found them all safe and sound in their beds. It was now that Jan realized B had lied to her.
Ugh, poor thing. But at least she got there.
She was like, oh.
Finally.
Yep.
But it's crazy that it only happened because he created the distance. Mm-hmm. Like,
yes.
Can you imagine?
If he would have leaned into it a little bit more.
But she was too old.
Yeah.
So
that was
he didn't
the problem.
really care. Yeah.
She got too old. Shortly after that, she confided in her sister Karen and her friend about the aliens when they had found the letters that B and Jan had written to each other while they were cleaning her room. They were doing her a favor. They're like, oh, she's feeling sad. Like, let's clean her room.
Right.
Like, that'll cheer her up. And they found the letters. And they were like, who's Zeta and Zethra?
What is all this? Yeah.
Yeah. But there was no judgment, no laughter. Her sister and her friend believed her and insisted that they tell their parents.
Good.
So Jan did, and it was the beginning of healing for the whole family. Jan turned 16, nothing happened, and B disappeared.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, not good, because he's still victimizing
other girls.
people, but yeah, that's...
But Jan's out now.
Yeah.
Jan's fine.
Well, and, like, I'm sure that was such a relief to her whole family. To
they were like,
figure out.
Oh, that's why.
Why? Yeah, because I'm sure, like, it just made no sense why she was so angry and so adamant.
Yes.
Like
and, like, why do you have to get married?
Right.
No, they know. The Brobergs healed and lived their lives. On October 30th, 2003, Jan and Marianne released their book, Stolen Innocence, The Jan Broberg Story. It was their version of events, though it excluded Good Bob's sexual experience with B. They held that back.
I get that.
Yeah.
But they told about the mom, everything.
Yep.
Okay.
Their main goal was to expose the harmful grooming tactics of child predators and how they were able to survive and move forward. They went on a book tour to tell as many people as they could, and all was well.
Yay. I mean, I'm sure. Where's Bob? Bad Bob. That.
Until that
Here he
POS
comes.
showed back up.
Yeah.
It started slowly. He would show up at their events, leave a comment about the tour on a blog post, or hand out flyers denouncing Jan and Marianne.
Bro.
He wanted to silence Jan and her mother.
Yeah. Well, because they're having outreach, and so now the parents of the children that he's near are like, hold on a minute.
Whoa.
Wait a minute.
He refuted all of the claims in the book and said that they were lying just to make a buck. Mm-hmm. Sure, because you would lie about that.
Right.
Gross. Jan took Berchtold to court for stalking.
Good.
Because that's how much he was following her. And was awarded a lifetime restraining order.
Thank God. I mean.
Finally.
Yeah, I'm sure.
How long? That took way too long.
Yeah.
Berchtold was never allowed to be within 100 feet of her for the rest of his life.
It's not far enough away.
But did you think that was going to stop him? Nope. Jan had to get security to keep Berchtold out of her events. And she actually had a local chapter of the Bikers Against Child Abuse to serve as her security.
I love that. Yeah.
Yes, because she was abused as a child.
Right.
She's trying to help other children.
And to get away from her abuser. Still.
Right. She's still trying to get away from him.
Right.
Yeah.
See, this is why I
As
need
an
a
adult.
green flag.
Yeah. We love them.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to go support them, they're in every city, every major
Love
city,
it.
every state. Bikers Against Child Abuse. It's great. But they were like, we got you. We're going to roll up.
We got you,
Yeah,
Jan.
exactly. It was this event that would be the beginning of the end for Berchtold.
Good. I hope he got his ass kicked.
B attempted to hand a flyer with anti-Broberg rhetoric to a biker who went to go inspect it.
Bad move.
Berchtold lost his mind. Yeah, well, I'm sure it wasn't a kind interaction. So he got in his shitty white minivan and vroomed it into the group of bikers.
You've got to be out of your mind.
Yes. Yep, no, clearly. Crazy. He only was able to get one of them in the knee, but it threw him on the hood, and he dragged this man for 110 yards down the street.
Okay, so you attempted murder.
Yeah, exactly. Well, now you're really in trouble.
You should go away for forever.
That was
Bye.
it for you. Yep. So police tracked him down, and when they searched the car, they found a handgun.
You can't have that.
Yikes. Am I right?
Oh my gosh.
But while he was in prison,
I don't like your butts.
No, this is a bad one, but not. So 6 different women came forward with allegations of sexual abuse when they were children, and the walls were closing in.
Yeah.
So he was found guilty of aggravated assault and possession of a firearm by a restricted person. Now, he was restricted because he was found guilty of raping a child in 1986.
That's a long time ago.
That is a full decade after he raped Jan.
Right. So
he's just
out there
going
doing
for
it.
it.
Yeah.
And he only served a year in prison for that rape. Yeah. So that was the only reason he was a restricted person, because that charge made him a felon.
That's
And
crazy.
You can't have, right. Way too late. But he couldn't have a gun. Before his sentencing, he told good old brother that even one day in jail would kill him. Oh
no.
One day?
Bye.
What you can't do one day?
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. So, on November 11th, 2006, at 69 years old, Bob Berchtold drove to his home in Bunkerville, Nevada, and sat in his car as he took a combination of Kahlua, milk, and an overdose of his heart medication and completed suicide.
This is vulgar, but what a pussy way out. Like,
he just like sat in his Toyota.
oh my God.
Just
He
Kahlua.
couldn't even, like, with some water. He had to make himself a
A
little
little drink.
Kahlua chocolate milk mixture. Are
He did.
you
He
shitting
did.
me? It was like almost an espresso martini. Like, let me
Really?
just get my little martini.
My heart medication. I put rest in distress.
No, yeah.
Asshole. We got to make sure. Screw you.
We know
I
where
hate
you are.
Right in hell. But it's interesting because I heard a few people say that were close to him. They didn't think he intended to complete the suicide.
No.
They thought he just wanted to, like, oh, look how sad you made
Right.
me.
You can't put me in jail.
Exactly. But thankfully, Lord did his work.
Yeah, he was probably thinking, like,
Yeah.
oh, if I do this, they'll put me back in a mental
Right.
institution.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably true. I don't think he actually wanted to kill himself. It just was a happy accident.
Yeah, no, there's other ways.
Right. Well, and it just took people a little while to find him, which I think is the other problem. Because everyone's just always been on his ass.
Right,
And
he
like,
thought-
what do you need? What can I get you?
He thought somebody was going to
But
find
nobody
him sooner.
showed up.
Yeah,
Exactly.
good. I'm glad you died alone. And
Yeah.
that's on my birthday. What a fun
I know.
birthday treat.
Isn't it? Happy birthday.
Thank you. I wasn't born yet, but well, no, I was.
Yeah, 2006.
Yeah.
Yep. Jan now spends her time advocating for victims of all kind of abuse through the Jan Broberg Foundation. Yeah.
Poetic. He committed suicide on my 16th birthday.
Oh, shoot. Yes.
Okay,
we need the
universe.
green flag.
Okay, universe.
Green flags. The universe really brought that around. Okay.
Sorry, I just thought about that. I was like,
Happy
how old
birthday,
was
girl.
I? 16.
Wow. Well, then you're too
Cut
old
off
for him.
age. Wow.
Yeah, you're done. You're out. Oh my gosh.
Okay, sorry, but tell me about her
Yeah, the Jan
foundation.
Broberg Foundation is really great. It helps folks who are going through child abuse or any sort of abuse. There's all sorts of great resources on there. If you need a resource, reach out to the Jan Broberg Foundation.
Yeah.
She does a lot of really good work.
Well, and like when she was going through this, we talked about it, I think, in the first episode. They really didn't have like a great like knowledge of grooming and what
No,
that looked
none.
like and what
They had
that
zero.
was.
Yeah.
And so that's really great that she has been building that up and is able to like spread that information. Because even still today, it happens, and people are like
They don't
blind
see
to
it until they're
sometimes.
already in it. Yep.
Yeah. Especially when it's going, I hate to say like nowadays, when it's going like against gender norms.
Yes.
You see that a lot where it's like, oh, she couldn't possibly do that because
Right.
she's a woman.
Yeah.
Are you crazy?
Yeah. Nope. Go to the
grooming-
Jan Broberg Foundation.
Grooming is grooming.
Yes.
Like,
She has a podcast where she interviews other survivors. She does a lot of television like
appearances.
She was on one of my new favorite podcasts. If you haven't listened to it, it's called The Hidden Third. It's with Mariana. I think it's Zeller. She's one that did Trafficked. Have you seen that show? She's like an investigative journalist, and she goes into these like crazy situations and does like journalism in it.
I need to
She's
watch
amazing.
that. Yeah.
I love her. Go listen to her podcast. It's The Hidden Third. But she had her on her podcast, and she talked about her experience.
That's awesome.
And like what to look for and what you should be aware of, especially if you have kids.
Yeah.
And things to do. She has one son, and she is also a successful actress, having been in shows such as Criminal Minds and Everwood.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She also executive produced and had a small part in the 2022 drama series A Friend of the Family.
Yes.
So she is doing it all. Like,
Good for
what
her.
an amazing woman.
Yes.
Like, go
To,
check
like,
her
yeah,
out.
to make something out of this terrible, terrible thing that happened to her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. She is the only victim in the situation.
Yes.
Yeah. And this
Got a weird hair here. I like keep pulling out
Yes.
like one more hair
you're
and one more.
stressed. You just keep pulling it out.
Don't mind me, guys.
But everyone go check out the Jan Broberg Foundation again, and the Bikers Against Child Abuse. Some
Yes.
great organizations.
Yes.
And if anyone needs any help, reach out early, often. Don't be ashamed.
Yeah.
It's not your fault. Okay.
Love that. Good message.
Yes.
Well,
Oh, that was a tough one.
after 2 parts of that, the red flags come out. The vibes. May
Way off.
have been way off in this story.
But here with us, they're always on.
Love ya.
Love ya. Bye. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or YouTube.
You can also find us on Instagram at The Vibes Were Off, TikTok at The Vibes Were Off Podcast, or good old-fashioned email at thevibeswereoff@gmail.com.